Welcome to DTV, guys. Wherever you are in the world at this time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Now we have been having a very interesting few days, and I'm going to get to the point. I'm going to be talking about the great Sumfest, Reggae Sumfest, that was held quite recently, like a few days ago, and I was so pleased and happy to see my fellow people enjoying themselves because everybody choose how they want to enjoy themselves. And with all of the artists that went on, they all did very well. But as you know, the one that everybody wanted to see, who may not have seen him in live, like when he was at the Freedom Street concert, they were happy, they were overjoyed. So it was seen to be the biggest ever Reggae Sumfest to have been held in Jamaica. And the history has gone down again because they have eventually now crowned Vybz Kartel as the king of dancehall. Can you imagine how the people were so, when I was watching them and listening to them, they were so excited. Excited. And in spite of the different little mishaps that came about, where there was a stampede, they really come back together, and that did not dampen them. Everybody was set out to have fun, right? And I must also mention that I was also looking out for some other artists, but they apparently did not get a chance to perform, and it may have been sad. Like Tamale Sparta was one of them from Obey. Persons like myself was looking out to see what he would have been doing there. Because having not seen him, and I don't remember if we had somebody, I stand to be corrected. I'm not sure we had Reggae Sumfest in 2024. So, it's as if it has revived everybody to go and have some fun. So when I listen and look, it was so thrilling to see people just vibing and enjoying themselves. But when this stampede happened, it could have been more serious. And I was saying to myself, oh my Lord, wow, hope nobody gets hurt so badly. But I understand that some persons do get hurt, but I'm happy that there was not a stampede that could have caused a loss of lives. I'm very happy for that. And not many of us like to go where there are large crowds, but things do happen. The best of things happen, the worst of things happen at times. So I hope that that era will be remedied so that in future, it would not happen. I don't know what could have caused it, if it was overweight or people just accidentally bumped into each other, or if this was weak, whatever it was, there was a stampede that helped to create a problem. But why I'm so happy also is that they were able to sing along their favorite hit songs with the king, Vybz Kartel. They were able to do that, and that makes them feel so nice. So it's like they paid their money and they got what they wanted. So everybody was there, enjoying everything. And I also imagine those other places and persons. I know the cane man normally sells a lot. The soup man, those people, and the persons who want different things to eat. There are always things you can get to buy that you can afford, and it doesn't make sense. One go expecting to get a sort of treatment. People sit on cardboard, whatever you have. If you're able to bring your own chair, you can sit. So whatever. I think it was very memorable, and there was never an occasion like that before where they would have crowned a king at one of those events like the Sumfest. So having that for the first, I don't know if there are going to be plans to have it on a yearly basis or termly, but whatever it is, it's something that one has to work towards. And we know that so far when Beanie Man had it, we had worked too, I think, and Vybz had worked. But there is something that, because along with his personality, his music and his songs, they are gone so far and wide. And on top of that, again, knowing that he was locked away for that certain amount of years, so that freedom, and he kept saying God is the greatest. So he has to acknowledge, because he could have passed on while he was there, and he realized that God kept him. And even though he's out, one would say that he should go and serve the Lord, but who are we to judge or to say what is in his heart? Music is what he has in his heart, and in his mind, that's what he sings. So what we have to do is to pray for people like them who are out there. They're not ready to make up their minds. Something has to come to them to pull them. Everybody has different testimony. But what I can say is, for one weekend, I think the people were happy to share in the company of him and just go and just enjoy themselves. Because more than likely, those who were there, I would think 70% of them may not have been at Freedom Street because of the location. And there would be persons too who would have been at Freedom Street who would also come to Sumfest. And again too, it was not only for Jamaicans, it was for the Caribbean and the world at large. So everybody come expecting to share in the jubilation and the excitement and the eating and the music and everything. What better place one can choose when they want to have fun than to be with their own people, right? And also to share the company of visitors. And I'm happy, as I said, that with all of what had taken place there, it could have been accident free. But in everything you do, the devil shows up himself. So whatever had caused the people them to scamper and get confused and stampede, I'm glad it was put under control. Because if it was just going and going, we could have heard about loss of lives, So I'm glad that everything went well, and everybody is out of it. And I guess now that everybody is supposed to be home, relaxing, reminiscing about the event, and trying to say what could have been better, what they had enjoyed. But overall, I think it did well for the country. Economically, it did well, because that could have brought in foreign exchange to the country, create a little employment for those persons who are seasonal, and those who, those little vendors are able to make some money. So the stores would make, because they'll be there selling their different things, and visitors get a chance to go and do some sightseeing after the events are over, and go to the stores and buy the souvenirs. Everybody is sharing, doing something, because going back to their country, they're going to want to take back something to show. So for us who are Jamaicans who are there, we know how it goes already, right? So guys, I must say that I'm happy the event eventually came and finished. And personally speaking, I didn't even realize it was so quick. I was thinking it would have been like later down into June, into July. And I'm still happy that it had gone on. And based on what I've been reading and looking at, it was a successful event. Successful. So we know that persons would have been there, and hoping that too, that all the expenses were cleared and persons are happy with what they got, because people would have worked. Everybody would have worked. Persons who help behind the camera, who help on stage, behind stage, everybody, they know the persons that would have worked. Put up the stage, take down the stage, put up lighting, monitor the things. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of expense. So we must be proud and say thank you to the promoters and the organizers, that they have done something very rewarding, not for themselves alone, but for the country of Jamaica. So Reggae Sumfest is history now. It's gone down into history in 2025 until another one is held. So guys, have a wonderful time. Comment on the video, man. Comment, and watch the video, and let me know what you have to say.